Good Monday to you guys. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I absolutely had nothing to do with crypto yesterday. Absolutely chilled, spending time with friends and family and enjoying the horrendous weather that we've had in the UK. So Bitcoin did nothing either, just like me. It just moved sideways, did a little bit of a slight recovery apparently yesterday, but we're back to 98,581, which is a good place to be actually for Bitcoin as we prepare for a beautiful week. And I will talk about that in this video imminently. Ethereum, same idea, pulled back slightly, cooled off a little bit. XRP moving exactly sideways, went up to about $2.52, but back to 2.4, which is okay. Moving sideways again, also getting ready for the very, very beautiful week we have ahead of us. All other tokens did pretty much the same. One that I've been paying attention to actually is this AI token FET, which has pulled back a little bit from its $2.20 regional high that it did a couple of days ago. But I have a few tokens and I am keeping a close eye. But why are we going to have a beautiful week? Well, we have two catalysts ahead of us. One is imminent, as in tomorrow, and the other one is sort of in the future based on whatever happens. Let's start with the slightly more futuristic one, which in my opinion is actually more remarkable, more consequential, and it's that Amazon, the big delivery e-commerce company, which is really a data center company, which is really a servers company, AWS being their main business actually. It's where they make most of their money, is also a big AI company, by the way. Amazon doing a lot of things in the background that a lot of people are not even aware of. They are rumored to allocate some of those ridiculous profits into Bitcoin or crypto generally anyway. And there's a massive buzz to it. The post Amazon rumored. So a group of Amazon shareholders is pushing for the company to allocate a minimum of 5% of its assets to Bitcoin through a proposal submitted by the National Center for Policy Research, a free market principles advocacy think tank. The proposal, shared by Tim Cosman, recommends Bitcoin addition to Amazon's treasury as a hedge against inflation and asset diversification strategy. Now, we're starting to hear this more and more and more. A lot of companies have actually gone ahead and started doing it. We know that a lot of them have seen what Michael Saylor did with MicroStrategy, and they've seen how that has propelled the company's fortunes forward. And a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of these big think tanks and shareholders specifically, are thinking, wait a minute, we want money too, and we want our profits secured. When they see the inflation, they see what's happening, and they're recommending to the board, hey, buy some Bitcoin. Okay, so our cash is just sitting there. We don't want it eaten up by inflation, and some of the old traditional ways aren't really doing what they used to do, and there are new exciting ways. So why aren't we getting involved in some of this action? It cites Bitcoin's superior performance compared to traditional assets like corporate bonds, while pointing to existing Bitcoin investments by companies like exactly what I just said. So Tesla and MicroStrategy leading the way. You can actually read the proposal that was put in because it was tweeted by Tim Cosman. Here it is on X, and you can basically read the whole thing. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want, but if you just find Tim on X, you can see directly by yourself the post, right? Now, the second one, which is more imminent, which of course the decision is expected to be made as early, or shall I say as soon as tomorrow, the 10th of December, which is the fact that Microsoft, this colossal organization going through the same thing. Microsoft shareholders to make Bitcoin investment decision on December 10. That's tomorrow. So Microsoft, again, I'm surprised that Microsoft isn't already investing in Bitcoin, because a lot of geeks in Microsoft and a lot of people who are ex-Microsoft employees are heavy into Bitcoin. So such a forward-looking technology-based company like Microsoft, I'll be shocked if some of those executives themselves don't already hold Bitcoin. But what we're talking about here is for the company itself to allocate funds to Bitcoin in the same way that Amazon shareholders are pushing. And in the same way like, MicroStrategy has done. Talking about MicroStrategy, it is of course Michael Saylor himself that is one of the catalysts, or shall I say personalities, that is urging Microsoft to embrace BTC, right? And it's predicting, 280 trillion market cap by 2045. Now, he has a lot of sway because he has social proof, as they call it, and he's basically done it, right? So, and he's one to talk to the board of Microsoft because he can show them the papers, he can show them, the receipts, and they can have a look and think, hey, this guy knows what he's saying. So in a 44-slide presentation, MicroStrategy co-founder Michael Saylor called for Microsoft's board of directors to abandon their conventional financial reliance on treasury bonds, buybacks, and dividends, and instead embrace Bitcoin. Bitcoin enthusiast Michael Saylor pitched Bitcoin as a choice of progression to Microsoft's board of directors in a presentation that went a little over 3 minutes. He claimed that BTC could achieve a market cap of 280 trillion by 2045. Again, I can link this article as well in the description if you want. And if you click on that, you can actually see the presentation in PDF format of what Michael Saylor presented to Microsoft. It's very Microsofty as well. Very like he probably put this together on his little computer or his little tablet. It's some stuff that you would have done in the late 90s. It's like, a little sort of 2D, colorful. I don't know. It's endearing to me. But look, the guy is a billionaire and he's made billions. And, this is like a presentation that an 8-year-old would give in class as part of their project. And you know what? If you want people to understand something, explain it to them like an 8-year-old or even a 5-year-old, no need to complicate things. And Bitcoin is very, very simple to explain. Absolutely limited supply, inflation proof, price go up. There you go. That's Bitcoin explained. Now, you have these two colossal organizations that if they were to come out to say that, yes, we're going to allocate to Bitcoin, which I think is more likely than not, what's that going to do? That's going to cause an avalanche of other companies who are going to copy suit, because a lot of companies look up to these guys. Some companies might look down at MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor and say, oh, you know what, that's a small company. Yes, they've done this and that, but they're not in the big leagues. But when Microsoft and Amazon do something, now you're talking about, the likes of EE, Apple, General Electric, those massive organizations. Now we'll take a second look at this sort of stuff, and before you know it, they will also be allocating. And as we know, a lot of companies also starting to talk about XRP in the same breath as Bitcoin. We've already seen an example of this in a video that I made a couple of days ago, but that's for another video. Not financial advice, do your own research, but we're in for a beautiful week. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.